Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Zim, and this is Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder, Season 5, Episode 13, Encampments and Emergencies. We do have Wicked Whiskers here with doing some art today. You'll see them in a couple of minutes when the art scroll is finished. Otherwise, we will start as usual with introductions, beginning with our storyteller Taldarius.
Hello, I am Taldarius, and I'll be the storyteller for Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder today. Now let's see who's up first.
That would be Lightpaw.
Yep.
Oh, hi, I'm a Lightpaw. I'm playing Alexei today. Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, Alexei. I'm a tinkerer. I make things like guns.
All right. The Gars absent today, so the twins.
I am Razim, and I am playing as the Marten twins, a pair of sentient feral psionic incanters. Today, their names are Alexei and Snow.
Oh, they're being thieves today, I see.
Identity theft is funny.
Identity theft is not a joke, Zim.
I am Tanya Sapien. I am playing Rosalia, Natu Cygnus, who in today's session is going to be a grim, bloody fable with an unhappy ending.
Hello, I'm Tiberian Kid, and I am playing Snow Shadow of the Vanishing Isle.
Hello everyone, I am Timbal. I am playing Timbledore Jägermeister von Glorious Pokeball Wolfenstein. I'm a big Wolfen Paladin, captain of the crew, and yeah.
All right, and now we'll go ahead and move on to the recap, which, of course, is being brought to you by Timber, I assume.
Yep.
All right, go for it.
Alright, so, previous episode, we were driving away from, I believe it was what, Domitolitol?
Yep.
Yeah, so we were getting out of there because things went really, really bad. You know, because Rose wanted to do missions without Wolven. Figures. Anyways, we talked about what the next adventure would be or whatever. And so she's like, oh no, my island is gonna be something very bad happening to it. And then I was like, with my super knowledgeable ideas, was like, yeah, that's a totally good idea. We should go there because we don't know how much time you got.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
You know, things tipped $5. Bork interrupts Bork.
Ido, thank you so very much for that tip. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Alright, so, that wasn't an interruption, it was a balk. Balks never interrupt anything. Anyways, so we get to Rose's Island, which was called, Lagomos. And,
Lagos.
Lagos, yeah. So we went to Lagos. And that was a wolf, that wasn't a balk. Thanks for interrupting. Anyways,
Called out.
we get to Lagos, and we park the boat, you know, drop anchor, start tying stuff off, and Rose gets off and meets her cousin, apparently, and they were talking about, oh my god, you're still alive, I thought you died, and she's like, well, I've died countless times, so that was fine. And so she goes off to go meet the mayor, and I go talk to her cousin, and then I tell him that I'm me. I solved the Kaiserin, and I wished to go see the leader.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Ren underscores L59 tipped $5.
Ren, thank you so much for that tip as well. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. That is the first tier of the tip goal completed.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, anyways, we go. I tell him, take me to your leader, and he tells me that Rose is going to see the leader. So, me and the men march over to the slightly bigger building. All these buildings are tiny. The tops of these roofs aren't to Imperial standard. We had, yeah. Anyways, I crawled into the building after Rosalia, and she was like, I guess, talking to this lady person, and apparently she was the leader, so I started going off on her about everything about the Imperial, and then she handed me this little tiny note that I had to give Rose. I don't know why she went deeper into the building, because apparently this was the leader, and, well, I can tell you that this island is mismanaged. She doesn't seem like somebody who looks like they're in charge of anything. So I just kept berating all about the wrongs of their ways, and then Rosalia came back with like 2 new people, a kitty cat and another little weasel thingy. And so she said, well, we need to go to the tavern. So we go to the tavern with the new mercenaries, and they go into the tavern. Obviously, I can't go into the tavern. I'm too big to fit anywhere here. So me and the boys set up a perimeter and made sure all the stuff on top of the roofs looked more presentable. And then we just waited. I guess Rose was like talking to somebody about something. I wasn't listening that much because, well, you know, if I witnessed somebody being a sleazy, dishonest person, I will have to have them drawn and quartered. So, la la la, no crimes happening here. I can't hear it. The end.
All right.
All
Does
right.
anyone have anything else that they wish to add on to that?
I mean, so I'm a ferret, not a. I mean, well, I guess it is in the weasel family, but we also picked up rumors about where the Knoll camp and some other. Maybe it's a cult. They're interfering though, and we're probably gonna have to go to deal with them. Also, orchids kind of. Well, that's not important.
Also, Brutus tried almost to shoot Snow.
Well, I mean, that's Brutus. He doesn't have tinnitus because he is behind the gun. I have tinnitus because I'm in front of the guys with guns.
Is that how it works?
Well, it is probably louder being where the explosion is going than where the explosion is going away from.
I mean, not usually, because usually if you're where the explosion is coming from, that's the origin, and sound usually goes out from the origin point, and it gets weaker as it goes further from where it started. So, I mean,
Oh, you're assuming that they're far in front and not directly in front.
Well, I mean, if you're directly in front of a firearm, you're not getting tinnitus, you're getting dead.
Well, you know, they're shooting over me, silly. What's a Jagomaster supposed to do? Lead from the back? Like a coward? No, I'm supposed to stand in front of the men and tell them which targets to shoot.
Is that why your armor has the red lining?
Yep.
Oh.
By the way, fun thing, they generally tend to stay in tercio formation, which does mean that there are legitimately people that are in front of the guns, just slightly off to the side, getting the full earful.
Yeah, and you can imagine how trigger happy the Wolven are. Kimball used to run a sleeve of them. Then they all died. And I think I died too, and this is my punishment. Alright, so I guess we're gonna go after the gnolls or whatever. Timbo asks them as they walk out.
Well, right now we have a few things on our plate. Checking in on the estate sounds like the most logical option, honestly. Because I wouldn't mind knowing the actual state of things, plus whatever's going on appears to be centered on the old grain mill.
Alright.
The other thing that could potentially draw our attention is there's somebody else operating on this island right now. Whoever it is, they've got some firepower behind them, so it's definitely worth at least doing recon.
Well, should I leave some Wolven behind to make sure the town doesn't get attacked while we're doing stuff?
He'll be fine.
Alright. One moment. I was coughing. Alright. Line up, men.
Alright, the three Wolven would immediately get into a line, saluting properly with a loud metal clang, which is very noticeable considering everyone around you has very sensitive ears.
Alright, men. Consider this town basically imperial. It is not to fall so long as you draw breath. But I can't send you off without a Jägermeister. So Brutus, Temple goes and reaches for the plate hanging around his neck, and he hangs it up around Brutus's neck. Consider yourself field promoted for now.
Brutus does not say anything, but you can tell that he is... If he is not the goodest boy, he is definitely the happiest boy right now.
Alright, Jägermeister. The men are under your lead right now. Make the Kazan proud. Timber will salute him.
And they will salute back. And then immediately start going towards the walls, because by their estimation, these walls are tiny and unfortified.
You know,
They will
Timber
be fortifying them.
Timber waits for him to kind of go off. He turns around and just goes, "They don't know how proud I am." Alright, well, I guess you can just refer to me as Jago right now.
Lightpaw, we're hearing you type.
Sorry.
One thing that is fairly notable about the walls, which is both good and bad, is that there is a main entrance, and that's about it.
You know, there's a wall, but the wolf can easily look over it.
Yeah, well, it is actually a fairly tall wall because it is supposed to keep gnolls out. It's just also by Imperial standards, this thing is like totally not an okay wall.
What
But,
is this?
yeah.
A wall for puppies?
But yeah, no, there is one actual gateway in and out of this place. So that way they only have one place that they have to defend. At least, most of the time.
Just so everyone remembers, the Wolven have at least one bottle of holy water. Temple has 0. He used it all. Other than that, alright. Let's go investigate this, granary. Lead the way, Rosalia.
It's this way, up on the hill. It'll be nice to see the old place. Just sincerely hope that I don't run into the new owners. I may, act out of line.
Oh, so it's your property.
Well, Rosalia, this place is important to you, so that's why you got Wolven with you, to keep you in line. I might not be a Jagelmeister right now, but I'm still a Jagel. Which is kind of weird, because I'm also a captain, but I'm not really a captain.
But you are a captain. You're our captain.
Yeah, but I'm not an actual captain. Like, if a Wolven captain came up, I'd have to do what he tells me to do. I'm just so-called captain of the warship in the Imperial Navy. Alright, so we got Snow and Alexei, right?
Alexei?
Yes,
Alexei.
that is us.
I'm not talking to your twins, I'm talking to them.
Wow,
I always-
that's peculiar. Why you have the same name as me?
Their name's always been that, weirdo. Anyways, what are you two good at?
No.
Real quick, a character note, just in case you guys aren't aware. You're aware that the names change. Timber doesn't realize that, but everybody's aware that the names change. But you cannot, no matter what, remember what it was previously. Even if you write it down, you cannot read it.
I don't
Yeah.
think you said the twins' name last session, so which is why he's surprised that you have the same name.
Rose actually has a cognito hazard. She's gotten in a habit of writing down their name every day in her spell book. She has an entire page full of text that nobody can read.
I mean, the twins
that's
could.
normal because Temple can't read. At least not common. Don't worry, guys. Your captain has 8 intelligence.
He'll
Which
be
is actually
fine.
considered smart for a Wolven.
He is above average, yes.
At least for a Wolven male.
Today I'm mostly on repair duty with the healing a little bit, and I guess I can shoot things mostly, as long as they're not, too far away.
Alright, so we got little guns. Okay. At least I'm not going anywhere without a gun. What about you, Snow? What are you good at?
I sneak around the place. I hit things with a stick, and then I also punch things.
Does Snow smell of alcohol?
Probably. The
Great.
best way.
I traded
the
one
best-
drunkard for another.
The best way to describe snow is microbrewery on legs.
Yep, one alcoholic for another. Morty's gonna be so jealous when he comes back to Rosalia smelling a different man's booze on him.
I don't intend on staying downwind enough for that to happen.
Alright, well,
For the
I
record,
guess we can
I've been-
check to see how good you are at hitting stuff with sticks later. Anyways, let's get to this granary.
By the way, the big one with the gun. I kind of want to see if I can do something.
Oh, Brutus is already gone.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, he got field promoted temporarily and marched off to immediately secure what he thought was a weakness.
Well, that's the thing about Wolven. As soon as you give them a mission, they want to do it as fast and as efficiently as possible.
And as directly as possible.
Well, yeah. Wolven are very direct people.
Hence the hammer.
You see kind of a mischievous smile on Snow start to form, and nah.
So we're marching towards the hill?
Yep.
Alright, so you guys are going towards Rose's old grain mill, right?
Yep.
Now, just to double check, you had this thing was situated. It was a water mill grain thing, right? Or was it a inland one?
It was never specified.
Yeah, which is why I'm asking.
I vaguely recall thinking it was a windmill for some reason. Might have been something that happened in the vision.
It might have been. There's many ways to turn a grain mill. But if it is going to be that, then it's going to be on top of a small hill. So that will matter. Now, Rose, as you approach this place, you're going to notice that shockingly little has actually changed, at least about the building or anything. I mean, it's weird seeing it not doing anything right now, but the building is still there. It doesn't look like there's any sort of new construction going on. No additional buildings, no buildings being torn down. It's just the same.
Well, she's going to be looking around as she's approaching the building, looking for anything out of the ordinary. If I can find the thing. There you are.
I know this place.
Yeah, but it is where she
Place.
grew up. Yeah, it is where she
Just-
grew up, so.
All right, were you looking for anything in particular, or were you just looking around to see what you can notice?
Anything out of the ordinary, anything that shouldn't be there.
All right. At least externally, as you climb the hill, one thing you are going to notice is that, well, based on what season it is and how things are normally left, those fields shouldn't really have been left fallow. Like, they're a little bit of ways. You're able to see them because, the elevated height position. But there's currently nothing even attempting to be grown in the fields right now. They have been left fallow.
Is it weird that I kind of hope that whoever bought the estate is just an idiot who doesn't understand farming, and they just bought it because it had a really big number for the lot size? Because then I would have a really good excuse to remove their skin.
Oh, I mean, I'm not your god. I can't tell you what's good, but I don't want to remove anyone's skin today.
That field right there, that makes a sizable portion of the bread that town needs to survive throughout the year. And notice what's not growing there right now.
Behold my field of F's, and see that it is barren.
That field contained every fuck I had to give.
To be fair, there's a difference. Barren land is something where crops cannot be cultivated basically at all. Fallow is a piece of land that could be cultivated, and it's just not. Sometimes this is done on purpose in like crop rotation and all that, but yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
You're
did.
not
I did
growing
understand the difference.
anything. That's not a good use of land.
Yeah, I understand the difference, which is why I was saying that she's assuming that whoever it is that bought the land might have just not planted anything.
I'm assuming that there is an estate on this estate.
So you're hoping they're just incompetent?
More or less. But sadly, I know better. Well, no time like the present. McRib, stay close. She's gonna head over to the mill. Gonna poke her head inside. Not literally poking her head in, Taldarius.
I know what you
I gotta
mean.
make sure to. I make sure to clarify with you.
That is a good policy, yes. All right, but looking inside and of the mill, what you're gonna notice almost immediately is that this place is almost completely unmaintained right now. It's not like it's falling apart or anything, but there is a noticeable layer of dust. Interestingly, there being a layer of dust means that this place has also had people in it. Because otherwise, the mild amount of ventilation that's in the that's in the mill would have well, mostly gotten rid of any dust that was actually still here.
Rose is gonna go over to the location where in the vision that corridor was that's not there in real life.
All right. There, because you have such an amazing perception check. You would notice that while there is no corridor and nothing of that sort, there is the sign that the ground has been disturbed.
Hmm. Dad, was there anything that you did in this particular part of the building?
Oh, not particularly. This is the part where we turn the grain into flour.
Twins, can I get an excavation over here?
Excavation? Sure. They're just gonna scoop out a, solid cube of the ground and raise it up.
All right.
Straight up just earth bending.
Yeah, they pull it out, and Tim was like grabbing a shovel from his backpack, all excited, and then he just sees that and he's all looks disappointed.
All right. What you would be able to notice right away is that no, there's no like hidden trap door or anything under there. But as you are like effectively just yanking the dirt out loosely, you would be able to feel that there is something in there.
Shake, shake, shake.
I assume you're going to extract the item. Oh no.
Timbo puts the shovel away.
Zim died.
I did? What do you mean I
Taldarius
died?
is asking if you. Taldarius is asking if you extract the whatever item is stuck in the dirt.
Oh, I guess I missed that was asked of me.
Yeah,
You're the one levitating it.
They're basically gonna levitate it out, move it off to the side, and then put it down on the ground. And then they'll let Timber go at it with the shovel.
Timbo withdraws the shovel again. He goes digging.
All
Look
right,
at
go
happy
ahead and make me a strength check.
Such a happy puppy, digging away.
Happy infantry.
You know what? I'll let
Happy
you use
infantry
your.
noises.
I'm about to say I'll let you use your profession actually on top of it.
I think the dice have decided.
Yep. All right, Timber. It's been a while since you got to do this because normally you have to yell at your men to do it because in order to be a Jägermeister, you're supposed to have the other people do it while you observe to make sure it's done correctly.
Yep.
But this means because in this unique circumstance, you are merely a Jaeger instead of a Jägermeister, you can dig. And boy howdy are you taking the opportunity to dig, as you are effectively taking entire chunks out of the ground with every single shovel swing. Until you get to the point where you are about head height because you have just been absolutely mangling this ground in your one opportunity to dig.
He just starts digging into it, and starts bending over. Picks it up.
Incredible. It's like watching
Da
a
da
giraffe.
da da!
All right, Timber, you now have a sufficiently dug hole that if it was widened, it would be called a trench.
I missed it so much.
I think I'm getting chaos whispers again. For a moment there, I could have sworn you had yellow armor. You're not a cat, right?
No.
No, I'm a cat.
Okay.
He's too big to be a cat.
No, for some odd reason, for just a second there, I could have sworn that he was a cat in yellow armor.
Cats aren't even good at digging holes.
I know, right? So what is it that Timber found in the dirt?
All right. So it would have basically slipped out in the mad digging as well, which is a familiar looking amulet. but this one is softly thrumming with some power. It is the same amulet that is on your skeleton right now. An amulet of Trelmerixian.
Alexei, you got a gun, right?
Yeah.
All right. If I freak out, start talking in a different language or anything, just go ahead and blow my brains out. Don't worry, I'll come back. And she's going to go pick up the amulet.
There's just a collective sigh in everybody's head from the twins.
All right,
About-
Rose.
Now hear me out. What if I just throw punch you?
I mean, that could work
Shovel
too.
of justice.
That won't
ready.
really work. She somewhat breathes, but sometimes doesn't.
I'm also used to getting choked.
That too. She likes it.
I do not. Although I have begun to Pavlovian associate getting choked with defying authority, so.
Why would anyone want to defy authority? That sounds like heresy.
And I'm the hare, you see.
Cock's shovel with religious intent.
Did it just eject a casing?
Don't worry.
I got
It
that
was-
reference.
It was non-integral to the. It was non-integral. That.
I'm glad somebody got that reference. It was obscure as all hell.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't have to punch you in the throat, but I can sort of knock you unconscious for a
Oh.
little bit.
We'll mine that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, she is going to pick up the amulet.
All right. Go ahead and make me a fortitude saving throw.
Right? And I get to add my charisma, right?
Yep.
+3 if temple's close.
Number would probably. be close.
Well, she's right next to the hole that he's in, so.
Yeah.
Does a 30 succeed?
It does. So, on one hand, it is very good that you made this save. On the other hand, Rose, you could feel as you pick this amulet up, it is positively thrumming with power to the point where, like, touching it makes your paws go slightly tingly. Which is weird because normally you don't, like, feel that kind of stuff, which means that this is definitely some serious power that's in this thing.
Oh boy. I need to take this to the ziggurat without any delay whatsoever. Timber, this might be something vault-worthy. And she's actually going to pull out the hatchet of vengeance and hang the amulet off of the blade, just holding it at arm's length like it's radioactive.
All right.
Why don't you have one of the twins use their mind to...
I'm worried about potential interactions.
Well, why don't I hang it from my shovel and keep it
That
well
actually-
away from everybody?
You know what? Actually, that's a good idea, because I just realized this hatchet's enchanted. I could have just caused that to short out.
I
Just
have a stick.
Bringing it over to Timber.
Timber scoops it.
Well, yes, hanging off of your stick, that did just occur to me. However, we just met. How do I know that you're not as an agent here to spy on me? How to think about these things. But no, that thing is it is violently charged. More so than the amulet that we got before.
Well, you want to go to the ziggurat. Do you want to check this place before we start running off?
Yeah, we definitely should. Besides, if that was being used as an active part of anything, whoever put it there is probably going to be here soon, and then I can, perform aforementioned skinning ceremony.
Timble keeps the amulet.
Look, I don't care who it is. I'm
on the
skinning
shelf.
somebody today.
What were you saying, Timber?
Timble's just keeping it well away from everyone. With the shovel.
All right.
I like how I could actually hear Alexei do the speechless thing there.
Just a little bit. All right.
Him
So-
do a concern.
Storyteller, before we continue, can I roll a religion check to kind of get an idea how dangerous this thing is?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Take a +2.
Okay. +2.
Rolling that 20, you just get 2 words back. Vault now. That's close enough to a
Well,
20.
an 18 is pretty good. Okay, so Timber, in terms of how dangerous this is, you definitely think that this should not, under any circumstances, touch someone directly, because that is a very, very bad idea. Very bad idea. And in terms of how dangerous it is, this is an artifact where it's unsure if you should attempt to destroy it or not. Because on one hand, heretical bullshit that should be destroyed. On the other hand, you can still feel the thrumming through the shovel very lightly. And that means that if you break this thing, there's also a lot of energy inside of it.
Hello there, giant mushroom.
Okay, if we're gonna break this thing, just make sure nobody important is right next to it.
We'll just need to sacrifice a couple barrels of gunpowder into a lifeboat. Send that into the bay,
Oh,
and
I
then the
was
fish
gonna
all die.
tell you guys to go away while I hit it with a hammer.
That is also an option.
That just sounds like the ultimate woven dynamite fishing.
All
Wait,
right.
you guys don't do that for getting fish?
How important is it that we know exactly what that is?
Well, whatever it is, it's dangerous, and I'm not sure if we should destroy it for heresy or not, because it might explode.
Yeah, I might have a way to find out exactly what it is. Exactly.
Well,
I
whatever
might
you
have
do,
a-
don't touch it.
I might have a way to find out too, but I really, really, really do not want to use my method. So what do you got?
Alexei takes a really deep breath, which isn't that deep because he's a ferret. He's 2.5 feet tall. Get off me. Or 3 feet tall. Get off me.
It's like 3'1", I think.
Capacity.
Yeah.
Capri Sun lung capacity.
He puts a paw to his lips and he lets out a really shrill whistle.
One moment. Do. Where is it? I can't remember what the save is I'm supposed to roll for that. It was fortitude, right?
Yeah, it'd be fortitude if it's like a physical thing.
How to price a scroll.
Oh, yeah. Just immediately covering her ears. Ow! Warn me next time. Ow!
Sorry, I usually keep him with me, but today's been a little busy.
All right. I assume you're calling for your little clockwork familiar.
Yeah.
Great, I'm gonna need a greater restoration just for the tinnitus.
He's just a little guy. He looks
Yes.
like one
Would
of
you
the.
like to describe your little buddy there?
So he looks like somebody took one of those claws from a claw machine game and gave it propellers and a vacuum tube, or like a pneumatic tube pod as a centerpiece that's connecting the propeller to the claws, and it whirs its way in, stares at the amulet for a moment. There is a flash of light, and it has just given me the benefits of an identify spell on the amulet.
All right.
The Kaiserun, it flashes.
It also clicks.
And
can't
Rose
hear
actually
that.
Rose does seem very interested in this gadget.
All right. Go ahead and make that spellcraft check. With a +10 from identify.
I'm gonna need the +10.
I imagine it has like flash powder like those old-timey cameras.
It's got a scroll inside of it, and that scroll is a third level scroll, and it just burned a level of that scroll.
Okay. I was thinking like maybe it just like has really advanced optics on it or something.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, like those multi-spectrum glasses from Hellboy, you know?
So that is a 27.
All right. So this would in fact be a you would in fact be able to identify it. You met the DC. This has a strong aura, and it's almost on the cusp of overwhelming aura. This thing has so much energy in it. And as for what it does, you would be able to tell that it is simultaneously trapping something inside as well as acting as a beacon. It is simultaneously attempting to imprison this power, and the power is attempting to call out.
What does that look like to, or what does that sound like to me? Because I, the player, am thinking one thing, but I don't know if I, the character, have enough magical knowledge to correctly identify that.
All right. Well, I guess I'll just ask, what do you think it is?
I think this is a Lich's phylactery.
In that case, no. It doesn't hold a soul within it. It's holding pure energy of a power inside of it.
Yeah, if it was a phylactery, Rose would have gotten a bonus on identifying it, because she literally has a phylactery.
Yeah. No, this is not a phylactery. It is quite literally, effectively just a prison of power. However, it's not a perfect one, and the power is attempting to escape. So this is simultaneously keeping the power within, but also acting as a beacon to those seeking out this specific type of power.
Okay. Well, I don't know what it's keeping in it, but it's a prison of some kind. something trapped in it, and that something doesn't want to be trapped in it, and it is trying to let people know where it is. That should be very, very far away from anyone who wants to use it.
Yeah, which all the more reason to take it to the ziggurat. Most of the town here are idiots, but at least the priests are competent. They should be able to at least put some sort of enclosure around it. That also confirms something I was really worried about.
So one thing that is important is that this thing was multiple feet down. And multiple feet of dirt is enough to block magical signatures.
I'm gonna actually roll a
Time
check
for
to see whether or
more
not
excavation.
I'm gonna roll a check to see if Rose understands that.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. That'd be Knowledge Arcana. With a 21, yeah, you'd know that is definitely a thing. Normally, things such as lead and all that are used to block magical signatures, but multiple feet of even like common materials like wood or dirt would also encase magical signatures from being detected from things like detect magic and other things of that nature. So it is enough to contain the aura of a magical item. And it was multiple feet down.
Alright, I'm going to go through my inventory really quick here. Dang, I don't really have much of anything. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Yeah, do I have any of the... I have leftover bronze giant hide after updating Stephen Thorne's wings, right?
Yep.
Alright, she is going to pull that sheet of leather out of her backpack and hand it to Timber. We need to wrap that in something and just... Oh, sorry, I just realized I skipped a step there. I'm assuming that Alexei would have told everyone, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
We
I think
we need to insulate it. I feel like this should at least make some difference. It's basically living metal.
Okay. Temple will, put the shovel down carefully and, like, open his backpack, pull out an empty can, and, like, put some dirt into it. And then he'll scoop the, thingy into the can and then put some more dirt on top of it and then wrap it in that leather stuff.
All right, you would definitely be able to do so. And the
item crafted nuclear waste casket.
Yep. And throughout the process, you'd still be able to feel the thrumming of it. But after you wrap it with enough stuff, you would no longer be able to feel the thrumming power.
All right.
Temple will, put the thing on the edge of his shovel and just tell everyone, all right, well, lead me to the ziggurat. I'll stay behind a little bit just in case the thing does go off.
Yeah, and actually, on that note, if that was exposed for a few minutes, that was a signal flare. If anyone was looking for this thing, and she's going to take Dexter to Palm, and she's going to set him down. He's going to skitter up a wall, find a nook near the ceiling, and just nestle himself in.
Well, whatever was hiding from, we basically shot up a signal flare, so whoever's looking for it's coming.
Exactly. Dexter will ping me if he detects any movement inside the mill, and I'll be able to remotely observe.
All right, you guys go ahead. I'll stay back 8 feet. Just in case it does go off, I won't halt anybody. Except for me.
Assuming a minimum safe distance of 8.
Wouldn't it be smarter if you were in the center? since you have the valuable thing.
If this thing goes off, I only want me to be in the blast radius.
Do we know how big the blast radius is?
Well, I'm pretty sure it can't be worse than
And if he's carrying it like a bindle, then his body is between us and it. So-
That was a lot of power. I think the blast radius is this island.
Possibly. And again, that's why I really, really don't want to go to, There's somebody I'm pretty sure is entangled in this. Somebody who I can contact. Somebody divine. Well, quotation marks divine. He's his own thing. The problem is, if I were to ask him the question, he would know why I'm asking, and depending on what his answer is...
Yeah, I can definitely.
Suffice to
if-
say, I
especially
know
if you
better
don't
than
have-
Suffice to say, as much as I love pissing off my boss, some of his cohorts don't have such a sense of humor.
well, if it's any if it's makes any difference, the Kaiser really likes breaking stuff, and for once in my entire life, she told me maybe don't.
Oh. Well, that's
May I
good to
interject?
know.
Why are we not walking?
All right, go, march. I'll follow.
Yeah, we can double back here later.
The gods
heading
gave
straight-
you 2 feet and a mouth. We can walk and talk. And drink.
Why would you drink on duty? So unprofessional.
Well, if you want to be purely technical, the gods have given me 4 feet. There's my 2, and then there's the 2 that Dad's using.
Stop
Does-
marching.
Do talk.
I
And-
got a bomb.
count as feet?
Move.
She's
used
already
to-
walking.
Oh, right.
You used to be what?
It talks. The grabber used to be his feet before I found a way to get the propeller to work.
Oh, nice. See, I used to tinker with stuff like that before, but she's just gonna tap the 2 prosthetic tips on her antler. Kind of cut off from the arcane these days.
Oh, it's not arcane.
tried.
It's clockwork.
Pure clockwork? How do you handle the
I mean-
logic?
Some of the spell. There's some spell work that does the heavy lifting for the identify and stuff, but it's mostly clockwork, and it just there's a little bit of a conversion from my intent to get, well, there's some spell. There is a little bit of magic involved, but it's not magic that I have to cast or anyone has to cast. It's just a part of the construction of it. When you lay out the matrix of the clockwork, there's a way to get it to convert your thoughts into logic for the. So basically,
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
I've worked with. Look, I used to be an artificer before the injury, and if it wasn't for the prosthetics that the twins crafted for me, I wouldn't even be able to think about spells without there being energy discharges.
Oh wow, that's bad.
Storyteller?
Yes.
Are we walking through the town?
No, because you guys had to leave the town for the grain mill.
Okay. Just
For-
making sure.
For
Because if we
Jackalope.
were, Tibor's gonna yell.
Oh, yeah. Good idea. For jackalopes, all arcane focus is run through our antlers.
Hmm.
Yeah, so basically I suffered a form of brain injury.
Hmm.
And
So the prosthetics
have-
are the prosthetics
the
blunting your arcane sense?
yes, the collar is acting as a proxy for me.
Hmm.
But no, yeah, imagine having raw, exposed nerves that are also your mana conduits.
Oof, that does sound bad.
Yeah.
I remember I miscalibrated Talk the first time I made him, and it kind of I could feel everything that he was doing, and it was really annoying.
Oh
Especially
yeah,
when he
I've had
got crushed.
feedback issues like that happen with my minions. Come to think of it.
But I've got him compartmentalized now to away from the sensation parts of my brain. It's better now.
A while back, I had these self-destructing crows, and yeah, I didn't properly blunt the sensations for remote control, so I felt what it feels like to explode. Not that I haven't felt that before, but it's something you don't want to feel twice.
Oof. I mean, I felt what it's like to be right next to an explode. I mean, this is an occupational hazard of being an alchemist. You learn how to duck and cover and roll.
Oh yeah, being around timber, I know how to duck and cover.
And roll.
If anyone can hear my voice, stay away. I have a bomb. It is okay. I'm with the government. I'm here to help. There, that should keep them away.
Town guard in 5, 4, 3.
Did it come out this far?
You guys were over at the mill, which you did have to leave town to get to.
Yeah, but it's timber. You can hear that echoing across the landscape.
Well, yeah, but do you think that if that is her, do you think any of those 3 women are gonna let people leave the city?
As far as the ziggurat goes, do you have something that you've planned out for exactly how it looks, or would you like me to just come up with something?
Well, I mean, it is a ziggurat, and because the Greco-Roman, theming, I was thinking it was probably just going to be a ziggurat of marble and the like.
Yep, that's kind of what I was going with. And of course, each step is dedicated to a different god. So it's just like a garden path, but everything around it is, memorabilia / propaganda.
And remember, those were originally painted.
Yep. But they don't paint all of it because the Greeks love their marble.
You are not incorrect.
But yes, and very noticeably at this ziggurat, which is a pristine white, except for places that are painted, generally with depictions of the gods, of heroes, of great events, and things of that nature. The ziggurat currently is actually very much so busy. It has its own defenses, and it does have effectively a very, very small army that is stationed there to protect it. The gnolls at this point kind of know better than to come here in particular, because this place is defended with zealous intent. And it's a lot easier to just go to the city and grab some people that are outside the walls, working nearby some of the nearby smaller farms and the like. That is far easier than assailing this place. Timber, again, this area looks like the defenses are smaller than you would like, but you can tell that this place is actually defended. It has religious guards there. And it looks like there are a lot of active prayers going on right now.
Rosalia, I will stand at this place. I want you to go inside, inform them of the situation at hand.
I already planned on it.
Timber tries to stay away from people.
Right.
Yeah, just kind of walking that into a religious place is probably not a good idea. They probably already know it's coming, actually, even through the container.
She is leaving Jeffrey, Billy, and Jeffrey, Billy, and especially McRib behind. but she is bringing her dad with her as she's going in.
As you're walking in, Dexter would give you a ping.
All right, immediately checking the feed.
All right. At the sorry to call for a second. At the mill, inside of it, you would see what is obviously some cultists of Trelmerxian due to the symbolism as well as the general state of looking malnourished. But another thing that easily gives it away is that of that demon that you had to fight in the vision, there is one there.
Oh, shit. Twins recording.
Okay.
And they are turning this place upside down, damaging just about everything, checking to see if there's any amount of anything. They are specifically not looking at the ceiling, but they are, like, turning over any amount of tools, furniture, effectively destroying the mill in attempting to figure out where this is before eventually leaving.
Okay, so they do leave. I was about to say. Because am I close enough to send commands to Dexter, or is he out of range?
I'll say, given the you do have a rather large island where the ziggurat's located, it's probably out of range for.
Right, so I can't have him follow him then.
Yeah. But Dexter would successfully have managed to see this and then them leaving. They have properly torn up the place, and it looks like they were leaving in a hurry.
Timber. The demon from the vision, I just saw it. It's with some cultists. They just went to where we dug that thing up.
All right. Well, go inside. Where's the alarm? I'll stay out here.
Quick thought occurs to me. Twins, I know I'm asking a lot of you today. Orchid, can you sense him anywhere within range?
Twins have a range of like a mile, right?
Yes.
In that case, no, you are more than a mile away from the town.
No, we cannot.
All right, damn. If you do detect him at any point, these images, what I just saw, run those past him, see if that's the people that he said that attacked him. And she is going to be continuing towards the sanctum, double time.
All right. Although you'd be getting some rather strange looks, to say the least.
I did come back from the dead and all that.
Yeah, they are going to let you in without much questioning because you are a jackalope sworn to the gods, coming to the ziggurat. So, regardless of anything, they're literally not allowed to bar you entry, even to ask questions. So if you're going to be brushing past them and going further inside, there is literally nothing they can do to stop you.
Will they attempt to stop people following her?
No, because if you're with her, they're literally not allowed to slow her down. If she's going into the ziggurat, she is a jackalope sworn to one of the gods, and this is a place of the gods. Uh-oh. Who did we lose? Oh, we lost the Tanya. This is awful timing. Literally the worst timing.
The worst timing.
Literally.
Holy shit.
Storyteller? Storyteller?
Okay,
there we go.
Okay.
There we
back.
go. No,
She
piece
came
of shit voice mod crashed.
Yeah.
She came back to life. It's all good.
All right, what were you
No,
asking?
I had it. Damn it.
Let her speak.
Yeah, man.
No, I actually had a response there when you were talking about them letting me in. It's like, and also on a purely technical basis, I am also the highest priestess of Hades in this town,
But also,
who is
even if
one
you
of the
were-
3 brothers.
Yeah, and even if you were not the highest, they still aren't allowed to bar you any sort of entry. You can't tell a priest they're not allowed to come to the temple.
Alright, storyteller, while they go in, Temple's gonna gently set the package down with the shovel and, like, walk towards the direction they came from, like 8 paces, draw his sword, and just stand at the ready just in case something comes.
He's just standing there with his sword and shield at the ready.
Yeah. Multi-pass.
But yeah, so you'd be let inside. Who are you attempting to get to?
Hold on a moment. Blurp is being laggy.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
All right, what was it you said, Tildarius?
Oh, I was asking, who exactly are you attempting to go and see?
The high priest / priestesses of Zeus and Poseidon.
All right. Are you attempting to have a private meeting with them in particular, or are you going
Yes.
to where you know they're going to be, which is they effectively have a council for all the high priest and priestesses of the Olympians?
I basically just go to them and say, I'd go to them in the council and say, I need to talk with you 2 now. Yes, I'm still alive. We need to talk.
Well, this is certainly unexpected. Looks over at the high priest of Apollo, who's saying nothing, as he is effectively their oracle and has not mentioned that the high priestess of Hades is still in fact alive.
The prophecy forgot to mention this day. Okay, you can't really judge him. I'm only maybe 50% alive. It makes sense that he couldn't pick me up.
Oh, okay. So, I assume that you have some sort of news relating to our current the predicament.
And I'm not going to say it in front of everybody because I don't want to start a panic.
They're gonna like side-eye each other and just think, well, bursting in and saying there's an emergency and that you're not telling them, oh, whatever, we need to hear what it is anyway. They're not saying that, but like that's kind of like the looks they're giving each other as they very visibly become resigned to this and go, and the high priest of Zeus is going to go, well, in this case, I suppose we could go to my personal meeting room, and we can talk about this further. We will resume this meeting very shortly after our current meeting is, on second thought, let's just have this one first. And he's going
I just realized that Rose is totally embodying Hades right now because he fucking would. The Olympians are having some big meeting or whatever, and there's something important that he has going on, and he just straight up goes, Zeus, Poseidon, I need to talk to you. We're in the middle of something, and I care why. If I'm not invited, then it's not important.
Ironically, the response would be the same of "We thought you were in the underworld."
Yeah.
All right, but they would sort of like decide against like leaving it for a little bit later and instead just like adjourn right now and follow you. Well, not follow you, but like, lead you to the meeting room that they're going to be using. And as you are going through the halls, you are going to see so many people looking at you. Not only are you back, but the current high priest and priestesses of the big three are currently marching through the halls, and one of them they thought was dead, but apparently not.
Stories of my death were greatly exaggerated.
They are completely ignoring anyone else that is currently moving through the halls with them.
Including the clockwork mechanism? That's impressive.
Okay, to put this into perspective, imagine that there were like 3 popes, and one of them was like totally dead, and then you see all 3 of them marching through the halls, including the one you thought was dead.
That was some impressive flabbergastness, is all I'm saying. Their ghasts are sufficiently flabbered.
This is true.
The Jimmies have achieved maximum Russell.
Yep. And Rose, you would be led into an absolutely extravagant room.
I see where all the tax dollars are going.
Oh, we don't need taxes for this. This is from donations.
That's what I said. Taxes.
No, that would be a tithe.
Tomato, tomato. Look, I know which god is involved in this. I don't know whether it's out of malicious intent or it's just a byproduct of them being around. It's Trelmerixian.
Why would Trelmerixian?
I don't know, but I've already found some of his cultists sniffing around, and we've found an absurdly powerful artifact which appears to be a containment device of some kind, and it's leaking. It was up near those fallow fields.
That is very, very concerning.
You want we should bring it inside?
Into the temple? Well, maybe.
If you... And needless to say, my training wasn't complete before, basically everybody said, oh, right, you swore yourself to the wrong guy, therefore you're no longer a person. So I actually don't know what heavy containment facilities we may have for things like that.
We don't really have a vault filled with dangerous artifacts or anything of that nature. Normally, if there's any dangerous artifacts, we take it to an altar and, well, we'll put it up for sacrifice.
Yeah, with the amount of energy coming off this thing, if a containment on it were to fail, there wouldn't be a town here anymore.
I mean, I guess if the god took it and then destroyed it in their realm, that might be okay, but is that how sacrifices work?
Oh, you just gave me a horrible idea that I do not want to go through with.
Also, no.
Oh.
You see, the way that normally sacrifices work is that the
Welcome
item
to the
is
hamlet.
destroyed here, down on the mortal plane, and then is sent up to Olympus. Generally as a form of energy, which then emboldens and embolsters the gods.
Oh. So does the altar drain the energy first, and then the item is destroyed, or does the altar...
If you think of reality like text on a page, it's literally just cutting that piece out of the page and handing it over to the person who wrote it.
It
Oh,
doesn't so
What
much
I'd
as...
give for like 30 seconds of that vault being open and a good old chuck.
Well, you see, the way that it works is that it doesn't drain so much as convert.
Oh. It's like a
I don't think
capacitor?
there's any. I don't think there's any converting whatever's in there.
Probably not. It was very angry.
Only one way to find out.
Well, as pressing as this is, are the cultists still at the old grain mill?
I never said where I saw them.
Oh, sorry, that's just me not realizing.
Okay.
I thought you
What to
mentioned where.
say?
No, I thought that you
Titan
mentioned
script on
where
X.
you saw it.
Calls coming from in the temple.
All right. In that case,
Emergency meeting.
emergency meeting. Boom. No. It's just that I thought it got mentioned where it was.
I saw the high priest of Zeus venting.
Venting, yeah. No, the reason why I thought it was because an amulet Trellmerxa being seen at a food making area is also rather pertinent.
Yeah.
But okay.
I
Instead,
saw
they're
them.
just. Okay.
I saw them at the grain mill mere minutes ago. I've been using Hades' gifts to conduct surveillance in various forms.
Oh, are they still there?
No, they left. And they were very angry when they left and were accompanied by a famine demon.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, I know. It's why I'm here. That's why I said this was urgent. I'd even planned this whole huge dramatic entry in the middle of mass and all that. You thought I was dead, ha ha ha. But no, this is more important than my pride.
Well, even if they're no longer there, perhaps we should send some of the hoplites there regardless. In case they come back. Did you happen to see where they went off to?
No. The creature that I was using to spy on them. Unfortunately, I can only give commands over a finite range. It was passively observing.
Okay. Well,
However, an anonymous source that I won't, anonymous sources don't say sources if you're out who they are, but may have run into these cultists previously, so I may have a lead on where they are. I'm going to need to talk to that source again to verify their appearance, whether or not they recognize them.
I'm still connected, right?
you are.
Rosalia, they probably followed us. I make big footprints.
Shit, you're right. Or just looking up at the statues. Shoot, I guess. Okay. Maybe don't send the hoplites up to the mill quite yet. Might want to have them at the ready. Our paladin just he's a paladin of the. Just Kaiserin, just call it.
Yeah, the Kaiser on walks.
He's a paladin of the Kaiserin. He's actually the one who's currently holding the amulet. He's also big enough to leave trackable footprints.
Very easily
Hadn't thought of
trackable.
that.
He's like 3 of me tall, maybe 4. I don't know. It gets really hard to judge scale at that height.
Yeah, especially since he marches around.
He does leave rather noticeable footprints.
As the Kaiserin intended.
Yeah, I'm just expecting one priest to go, but that's all cobblestone streets. He leaves footprints.
So, do we want to set up a beautiful little surprise to our followers?
If that demon is with them and gets inside this town. Also, it's entirely possible that that demon is the source of the failing fields.
It's probably not helping.
No shrugs. Never fought a demon.
Shot an implant.
All right, but the high priest would in fact authorize the some hoplites to be sent out specifically to start setting up like some guard, man the defenses actively, things of that nature.
Yeah, and basically give them a heads up to expect a very dangerous enemy to show up.
All right, and as you guys wait, are any of you going to be doing anything in particular as you wait for your would-be followers?
No, after hearing that we might be dealing with visitors, he is going to rush down to Timber and he is going to do the sneak and basically be a cat in the tall grass. If anything tries to attack Timber, he will assist.
Could you give me the exact rundown on protection from evil?
Like as a mechanic?
Yeah. Well, that's just the spell.
Okay.
Like duration, radius, effect.
All right. So protection from evil has is a touch spell, and it lasts 1 minute per level that gets used. It creates a magical barrier around the subject that moves with them, and then also has 3 good effects. One, it gives +2 to AC. It gives +2 to their saves for things being targeted by evil creatures. Gets a effectively advantage against any spells or effects that possess or exercise mental control, including any sort of charm or compulsions. And they get a +2 on that. And if they succeed, all the effects of it are suppressed for the entire duration of the spell.
Ah, nice. But because of the short duration, it's best used in the moment.
Yeah, so like if someone gets hit with a mind control thing, like Dominate Person, you can then use Protection from Evil on them, and they'll get to save again against it.
All right. When Alexei runs off to get Timber, Rose is going to pull a scroll of protection from evil from her locking pouch and hand it to him. Give this to Timber. He's gonna need it.
Yep. The last effect is that it cannot be touched by evil creatures, which means that any natural weapon attacks of those creatures fail.
So basically, what you're saying is, for the duration of that spell, it's the Spartan hardened shield.
Yeah, it's like it makes it so that way they need to have weapons in order to touch the person if they are evil. So, like, for example, if this got used and Rose attempted to touch someone that had it on, physically could not get closer than 1 foot before hitting a barrier, and no matter how much you tried, you could not touch them.
Or if someone casts it on Rose, then she just turns into the anti-gravity cat from the meme.
Well, no, it would just prevent other evil things from interacting with you.
Aw, I was hoping I could cause a collision glitch.
No. Specifically, it does not state that it can't be used on an evil creature.
Interesting.
It would just be uncomfortable for you because it has a domain of good and a subdomain of pure.
Yeah, that would be a little tingly. I am removing the Scroll of Protection from Evil from my inventory. Because I'm fully expecting that to get used.
And you're handing that to Snow?
Yeah, was it Snow and Alexei were heading to meet up with Timber?
For the record, Alexei is on Rosalia's shoulder and Snow is on Timber's.
Oh, you... Oh my god.
Yeah, he did that this game.
What, is there a problem with that?
I don't know what you mean, Rosalia. Why are you so angry about
Hey,
our two little fluffy buddies? I
Hey,
love my fluffy buddies.
Twins, could you both stand on that altar to Vulcan for just a second? Holds torch menacingly.
Well, only one of us is here, but sure. I can stand over there.
Oh my god, that was out of character. Let's move forward.
Quick question. Can one of the twins cast that thing on Timber once the enemy comes up?
Do the twins have use magic device?
Because I think they probably have use magic device better than Timber.
Timber, you're a paladin. It's on your spell list. You don't need to use magic device.
I break other people's religious stuff. I don't use their religious stuff.
Neither of them have used magic device.
Let me see.
Fortunately for
Wait,
you,
seriously?
Alexei does.
It's not a
Yeah,
class skill for them.
I have 8 ranks in use magic device.
Where's it at? On a
The very bottom.
The very bottom.
The very
It's
bottom.
it's the last.
Oh, I have a
Stab.
+3. I have a +3. Just due
That's
to
just from your
charisma.
charisma.
Yeah, Timber, I have a +13.
Well,
You're a point better than me, and it's a class skill for me.
somebody
maxed it out.
spank me with it, and I'll go attack the demon. Gosh, how hard is this?
Do you maybe want to leave the casket, the big amulet thing back here while you go attack the demon? Maybe? I mean, not that you're gonna fall, but it might steal it from you in the middle of the fight.
Oh, that's a good idea. Stuffs it in his pack. Now it has to come after me.
You know what? I'm just gonna use the scroll.
You're so small. Well,
Yeah, okay.
hold on to it till they approach, and then do it. Temple takes a knee and stabs his blade into the sword and begins to pray.
And while Rose is back with the priest discussing how to defend the building, she just suddenly, McRib! Yes, decoy, of course. The reason why I came back here, because I got a vision. It's a very complex, big thing. I managed to extract an item from that vision, which is an amulet of Traumarixian. One of my creations is currently wearing that amulet. I thought I might need it later. If it's an exact visual copy of the thing that those cultists are looking for, we may be able to use it as bait or a decoy.
And it is an exact visual copy, yes.
Don't worry, unlike the one that we're currently freaking out about, all it does is makes you hungry if you touch it. I thoroughly examined it to make sure I didn't accidentally bring any evils back into the world with me.
Well, that's good at least. If it doesn't have the same amount of power, at least it's only an amulet to an evil god. Demon? They differentiate elsewhere, right?
Trust me, if you knew half the stuff that I know about Traumarixian and the various dark beings, you'd understand that it's muddy at the best of times. And yes, I am comparing my knowledge on that to yours, because you only have what you learned in books. I've physically been there several times.
Oh, right. I can do that.
Yeah, maybe that could be why it is that your of the Apollo priest thought that I was dead. He might have just went looking for me during one of the periods of time where I was.
Storyteller,
Yes.
can Timbo pray to the Kaiser to witness this day?
Witness me.
In that case, go ahead and make a religion check.
Timber, roll for witness me.
But the biggest number, yes.
You know what? Just because of that, you'll still get a response, and that she's already watching this island.
You have a plan?
Well, anyone near Timbo can hear him make like the happiest noise.
He likes smiting things.
There's been a -5 applied to Timber for your next roll.
The Chaos Lords are here. No matter.
All right.
Now you see what it is Timber just gives him one free hit. The next one will cost you.
All right. So, I assume that you guys are going to continue just like sharing information and then making some plans, setting up defenses, yada yada yada.
Yep, and specifically,
Here,
well,
if you get in trouble, drink this.
it's an unfinished prototype, but damn. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Rose is going to run back to the ship.
Interesting. So, you're going to go back to town, back to the ship.
Yep. Well, I say run, but she'll be flying because it's faster.
All right. Are you going full tilt?
Full tilt.
In that case, ooh, all right. Give me a high or low.
Well, I'm going high. I'm flying.
I rolled a 2. Go ahead and roll me a perception. This is visual.
I like to burn a point of fortune.
Go ahead.
I would like to burn. I would like to burn a game. Okay, I guess Rose is distracted.
All right. In that case, you would be able to get back to the ship. What are you looking for?
She's going down below decks to Philippides. She's going to be ripping the corrupted golem core out of it, which is going to break Philippides. There'll be resource costs involved in attempting repairs later, but she doesn't have the luxury of time right now.
All right. Well, you put it in there, so you'd also know how to get it back out. Maybe not in the cleanest way, considering your hurry, but you would be able to get it out.
And I recall you said before that I had the option of when I put this because Philippides counts as a bone horror, right?
Yep.
And I had the option of either a reduced command point drain or boosted power.
Yep.
I'm putting the core into the prototype and bringing it online with the boosted power option.
All right.
I do have the ability to give them various skills from my pool, but that would take a little bit to map out. So I'm not going to do that right now.
Fair. Now, how are you gonna get this thing to the ziggurat?
Simple. It's going to go for a walk. Just going to have it walk right off the edge of the deck and then walk across the bottom of the harbor. Well, I say walk. It's gonna be more like drive kind of, because it's like 20 tiny legs. But yeah,
It'll skitter.
it's going to skitter towards the ziggurat.
All right. How fast is its skitter speed?
We haven't worked out the stats yet because it's an unfinished prototype.
That's fair. You put it in power, I assume. So, I'll just say that it'll be it'll
Fast
have
as a
move
stone
speed of-
juggernaut, maybe?
as a stone juggernaut. All right. As for how fast it will be, you know what? Sure, 50 feet is probably fine, considering that it has the core inside of it for power, which is also the same speed as a stone juggernaut. But yeah, so it'll have a speed of 50.
And there's Rose with her head peeking out of the hatch, blowing on a train whistle as hard as she can. Get the fuck out of the way!
Alright, are you taking this through town?
I'm taking it to whatever the straightest route to the ziggurat happens to be.
Alright, so that would be through town, a little bit to the side of the gate. And as you go over the gate, you would see that Brutus, Ulf, and Randolph have successfully constructed a series of defenses in front of the gate. They've successfully done trench work and even have used the dirt that they have pulled up as a sort of mound in order to increase the cover amount, and also have put down some trees, just whole trees that kind of got cut and then drug over. You can see the skid marks. In a sort of half built up limited approach fashion. They do not have many materials, but they will use what they can.
So yeah, whenever Rose rolls up, yeah, she's literally rolling up in a fucking tank. It is a brass tank with a skull-shaped, with the turret that is the top half of a skull, with 2 magic cannons in the eye sockets.
Alright, they're going to look at it and not understand what they're looking at, but they could see cannons.
Well, sorry, I was referring to, and are you saying that Ulf and Randolph, or are you talking about at the ziggurat?
Oh, because you were passing by the Wolven. So the Wolven saw you and were they had the clear look of lack of understanding at what they were seeing. But they saw cannons, so they figured that, maybe it's not awful. And they're gonna give you a wave.
Yeah, just saluting at the passing convoy.
They don't understand what is going on with this, but it has cannons.
Not a total abomination.
At the ziggurat, you would be able to make it there in time. But obviously everyone else is going to look at that far differently than the Wolven did, because they were just like, it has cannons. I guess it's okay-ish. You're taking this to a holy temple.
It starts rolling up, Temple looks up, takes a stance and goes, so you have chosen oh.
Just me,
Hello,
Timber.
Rose. Good to see your abomination is up and skittling around.
Unfortunately, I did have to pull the core from Philippides to get it online so quickly. So there will be a little bit of repair work to be done later. But I felt like we needed the firepower.
How are the men holding up?
They've already finished the fortifications you told them to make.
Excellent.
I'm imagining Timber just gets a sentimental picture of the fortifications that they made.
Wish you were here. It's just a photograph of the World War I trenches.
But yeah, no, the Wolven, Timber, you see you would probably be able to like effectively just get a picture of the defenses your Wolven have set up. There is trenches, there is dirt mounds to act as sight blockers, there are trees fastened together to act as effectively in order to make a chokehold. They have set up defenses.
And Rose is using the last of this remaining time to perform a series of checks on the prototype, because considering it wasn't technically finished, there's always that one panel that you forgot to tighten the bolts on, Just need to hold together long enough to get a few shots off.
All right. Well, is everyone ready for some guests?
Only if it's a glorious day.
Truly
It is
blessed.
a glorious day for cannon fire.
Terrible day for rain,
Oh
though.
wait, that's every day.
All right. So, the ziggurat does have a rather a clear area around it. It was built in this location for that reason. You guys would have been assigned basically a contingent of hoplites. The rest are going to be inside of the ziggurat itself, manning the defenses. They are on high alert. There are a lot of priests inside, so if you guys get injured right now, you will be able to very easily, go inside and get some healing. Should for example, should the twins take on a little bit too many of your wounds, one of them could always fly back and get some healing from the priests.
Recharge me.
Except that they can't actually get that healed by any means aside from a rest.
Well, yeah, but they could at least get put on IR, so there's no if they get hit with too much, they can make sure that they are gonna die. Because normal damage will still be healed.
As an aside, I would like to say thank you to everybody who's been holding back and not pointing out the elephant in the middle of the room. All the people in this village are hair folk, and the guards are called hoplites.
I was waiting for someone to realize.
When he first said that, I had the biggest smile.
And you didn't say anything. Didn't want to give him the satisfaction?
I
No.
have this thing called discipline. I am giggling underneath my helmet, but you don't know.
To him, his
Sorry, that
giggling
just-
is silent, but to us, it's thunderous.
Yeah.
You just made me think of Spaceballs. Keep that thing open. I can't tell if you're making faces at me under that helmet.
One thing that I was considering was calling them Myrmidons instead, but I went, no, I could call them Hoplites and make a pun.
I mean, to be fair, they all light and they do hop.
All right. So, as you start to see figures coming out from the tree areas, they're still a fair distance away. But you see what looks to be cultists, a rather large amount of cultists that are coming out. But you don't see the demon yet. But that is a large amount of cultists.
Temple looks back at the walls and yells, "Don't just stand there, open fire!"
There's gonna be a voice that comes back and goes, "Our crossbows don't go that far."
Just slowly elevating one of the cannons to 45 degrees and firing. Just doing a
Alright.
ranging shot.
All right, well, let's see if you get lucky. Go ahead and so these guys are like a good couple hundred feet away.
Temple showing that he's so used to ordering wolven around.
Yeah. He realizes, oh no. They don't have cannons. But yes, so they have like crossbows and the like, although Rose, these guys are like a good distance away. So go ahead and make this attack at like -6
All right. Wow.
for range band.
And what skill or ability am I rolling?
This would be a ranged attack roll. I will let you supplement that instead with engineering.
And that makes sense because I'm dialing in the it's basically an artillery piece. All right, and you said minus what?
-6 from range band.
Come on, nat 20. Come on.
All right. This is a mob of people. So this will clip a couple people on the edge of the group.
I just Helm's Deeped one of the orcs.
Yeah, basically just like Helm's Deep like one or two of the cultists with the cannon shot.
Range 403. Wind west southwest 4 knots.
2 degrees lower. And about 6 degrees to your right.
Remember to say for the Kaiser, it makes you more accurate.
Just cock an eyebrow, flit an ear. Where the Kaiserin? Pulls the trigger on the other barrel.
All right. Make the same roll. This time at -4. You got a successful ranging shot. Like you're gonna get rid of a little bit of that malice.
Oh no.
Superiority confirmed.
Yep.
Somebody doesn't have a torso anymore, do they?
Well, it's not one person, because the nice thing about cannons is that they can hit multiple people at once.
Oh yeah, they can bounce.
Yeah. Which means that multiple people have now been killed by this cannon shot.
Oh, wow, nice shot.
Timbo is just gonna give Alexei the most smuggest of grins.
I mean, I told her to aim, and it went that way, and wow, that was a really good arc.
By the way, Rose, I know you have Billy McRib. You left Dexter at the thing, and you haven't retrieved him yet. Did
And
you set up?
Philippides is currently broken.
Yeah. Did you set up any of your other Coco cams anywhere?
Dexter's the only one I have left.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought you tried to replace some of them.
I was going to, but I hadn't gotten around to it yet.
Okay.
The only other Coco cam that I have is the 1 point held in reserve because that's the one that Moriarty has.
Yeah. So all you got is your newest creation, Billy, McRib, and Jeffrey.
Yep.
Cool. So I just wanted to make sure. But regardless of the losses that they have taken, which, while isn't a lot, it is notable still. They are going to advance. And they are breaking out into a run as they are advancing quickly now. They seem to not really have much in the way of armor. They don't have much in the way of good equipment, but they look fanatical.
Huh.
Storyteller?
Yes.
Can I do a balk to detect undead?
If you want to attempt to detect undead, then you may do so.
Yeah, 60 feet from Timbo. He's trying to see if there was a sneaky demon somewhere.
All right.
Balk!
The only undead you're picking up is Rose's.
Alright. Demon's not here yet. This is probably just the forced wave to soften us up. Tempo stands and gets ready to cleave.
Should I use the scroll?
Not yet.
Hold.
Okay, well-
Hold.
I'm gonna load my rifle then. Or I'm gonna load my gun then. He just holds his hand out and the gun appears in it.
All right. The soldiers that you have with you, some of them are going to start opening fire. Because it appears that they've been they get to the max of these people's like effective range. So they're taking only like a -2 for this now. Because these guys did sprint a lot closer. And it's not exactly an amazing showing, but the people in the lead do still get shot filled with crossbow bolt.
Right, has there been enough time for the tank to reload?
Alexei,
Yeah.
how comfortable would you be riding in my backpack?
How steady is your gait?
I am the densest material there is out there.
It's actually a surprisingly smooth ride. It's like being on a camel.
Oh,
I might be spinning a lot, though.
I mean, well, yeah, but I'm at Ferret. We know how to spin.
Yeah, as soon as enough time has passed that the tank's reloaded, Rose is going to fire both barrels at the same time. She needs to stress test it.
All right.
And some poor person is going to get hit by 2, potentially.
I will say that those barrels, on the tank, have a 1-turn recharge.
Yeah.
So you'll have to wait 1 turn, which by then, like, they're going to be actually, like, pretty close. But you'll be able to point blank some fuckers with a double barrel shot of cannon.
It's times like this that I wish that the magic cannons could be swapped over to grape shot.
Timber was just gonna start yelling, probably grape shot. He doesn't know what kind of cannons you got though.
Yeah, the self-reloading magic cannons, unfortunately, to the best of my knowledge, only fire standard cannonballs.
Magic cannonball, still cannonball.
I guess Snow is going to get into a battle stance and and yeah, he's going to activate one of his stances, pummeling stance.
Timbo's gonna equip the Alexei.
Alexei is going to brace his musket on Timber's helmet.
All right. Would you like to open fire?
Sure. How many increments of 40 feet are they out?
Currently, wow, you don't have a lot of range on that, do you? Wow, okay.
It's an early firearm musket.
That's fair. That's fair. Still, 40-foot range band is kind of small. So for you, they'd be at a -6. But go ahead and take a +2 for your brace. So -4. You would hit. What's the damage on that thing?
A scripting error. That's what the damage on that thing is. Give me a second. Oh no! Stop that. It's
Roll-
1d10 plus 2.
You either
Okay.
rolled so good or so bad that it broke the game.
In that case, just do /roll space 1d10 plus 2. Like in the text box. All right. You would successfully shoot someone and kill them on the spot. These guys aren't exactly that tough, actually.
It's almost like when you worship famine, you're malnourished or something.
Yeah.
They definitely skipped leg day.
But also, there's still no demon. Like, yeah, sure, there's more people coming, but there's still no demon.
Rosalia, what do you want us to do with this this package?
Okay, did that actually work?
No, but it just made a pop-up appear on my side error script execution error. Bad argument.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it's wanting me to do in terms of its damage type, because that's the scripting error that it's got, because I can't drag items for some reason.
What's
Okay,
it
well,
supposed to
I
be,
can
poison?
help you out with that later. For now, just do the type in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it in that way.
Timbo's at least happy his ears are kind of ringing and he can smell the wonderful smell of gunpowder.
This one smells slightly more woody than other gunpowder you might be used to.
It's not Imperial grade. But
I would
still,
like-
it's gunpowder.
I would like to roll perception because the whole reason that Rose grabbed the tank was she wanted something that if she wanted to be able to hit the demon with something that it would actually notice. So if the demon's not here, I'd like to roll perception on that.
Go ahead.
Oh, hey, I just discovered that apparently I could spend 1 spell point to increase the damage to 1 die per caster level.
Oh, dang.
So instead of 4d6, I could double it to 8d6.
Eldritch Blast!
Ow. All right, with a 24, normally, like, the melodemons have a negative effect on living things around them. Like, quite literally have an aura of consumptive power around them. And the thing, though, is that you're not seeing any negative effect on any of the foliage around you, and these people don't look like they've just come off of having been around one. Maybe, like, recently, but, like, not like there's one on the other side of the trees biding its time that they had to walk past or something.
Noticing this, Rose is going to be sending Svefenthorn straight up to do a quick 360 around the perimeter.
All right, have Svefenthorn roll a perception.
Pop in a drone.
Hop in a drone.
I would like to spend my second point of fortune on that.
I'll let you pass along your fortune to them.
Well, considering that I'm, remote piloting. Oh, yes. that was so close.
Yeah, it almost landed on that 3.
Yeah.
So you notice a couple things right away. First of all, you can see some movement through the trees, basically surrounding the entirety of the ziggurat. They're not approaching and charging on all sides, just the side that you're on. But there is more people in the trees, basically surrounding the ziggurat. But you also aren't seeing a demon.
Well, then noticing the people in the trees, she's just going to shout out flank.
How far away are they right now?
In terms of range, they are like something like 400 feet away, because there's like a 400-foot clearing around this thing, because it's really wide and open, because it's supposed to be like, a really attention-seeking religious monument, so they keep the local area really clear of trees and foliage and the like.
Okay, so the twins can't do jack shit. Got it.
They could always fly out and start trying to attack them, but there are a bunch of people charging and are like maybe 100 feet away.
Oh, well,
it's just that the people that just got called out are like in the trees still.
Yeah, they'll go with those people charging.
I just realized something. Sycamore's here, isn't he? In the fight.
He is, yes.
And I'm pretty sure his hood would have fallen off throughout the chaos of swinging a weapon around.
Well, he's not actually in combat yet. Because they haven't made physical contact. They will next turn. Oh, believe me, they will next turn.
Rosalia, what do you want us to do with this package thing?
I don't freaking know. Just can't let them have it. I need your judgment call here. You're the one that's directly plugged into a god.
Wait, isn't it in the pack that I'm standing in?
Yep.
Oh, great.
Congratulations, you're the MacGuffin.
Okay.
I'm going to reload faster.
Tempo's gonna ask the Kaiser for guidance. With his -5.
For the record, the twins will be setting up, when they're within short range, a energy wall. Between the enemy and the fighters. This wall is going to be... looks like... My brain does not want to do calculations right now. 100 feet wide? So each of them will probably set up a wall.
Alright, so a 200-foot wide wall.
And apparently technically 100 feet tall as well?
Probably. What happens when something touches the wall?
They are going, because I'm going to be spending the spell point, they will take 8d6 damage. And we're going to go with electric, because it sounds fun.
Straight
Oh,
up just putting up an electric fence.
Yes.
Yeah,
Occultist bug zapper, exactly.
there we go.
I'm just getting some Jurassic Park flashbacks now.
Storyteller?
Yes.
Timbo's going to ask the Kaiser for guidance on the current situation with what to do with the thingamajiggle.
All right, go ahead and roll with that -5.
Yep, I got it.
You are not going to be receiving guidance.
He's a little distracted.
No, see, she's just like, no, I can't do it for you. You have to figure it out.
Well, she's too busy witnessing Timber right now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, come on, do it.
Although, Timber, you do feel her attention on the island.
I'm going to do my duty. And Timble runs into, starts running into the church, the ziggurat thing.
Yep.
But before he does, he asks if Alexis wishes to come with him or stay here.
Probably gonna do more good here.
Can I free action put him down without holding
Yeah, sure.
him? Yeah. Okay, and then Timber's gonna start running towards the altar.
All right, are there any that have managed to get past the defense line?
No, because the first of them that hit the wall instantly get electrocuted to death, without
Exactly.
any chance of getting through. Because this should be fairly obvious. They have like 8 HP apiece, so like, literally, if you rolled 1 on every single one of those dice, they would still die. So now, they are going to stop, figure out that the wall only goes so far, and start running for the edge of the walls.
You know, it's days like this that I wish I made my bullets out of copper.
Well, time to test one of the other features. She knows that these guys are going to be tightly packed together when they come around that corner. She's gonna drop the she's going to drop the tank into high gear, and she is going to attempt a ramming attack against the group. When I say high gear, I just mean, a dash action. Doesn't actually have gears. Although now that I think about it, I could totally make the Mark II version have tracks. Just have 20 bicycle pedals inside with a bunch of skeleton legs on them.
Although those walls are doing a good job at delaying them. Interestingly, there's still no movement from the rest of the encirclers.
Yeah, about that. Well, Rose is going to engage the ones that are going around the barrier. She's instructed McRib, Billy, Jeffrey, and her dad to head over to the flank where the other ones are on the tree line, and just if they make any moves, then to open fire on them.
Okay, maybe I was a bit unclear. There is not one side that has cultists in the trees. All sides have cultists in the trees. You are
right,
surrounded.
Then she's having the 4 of them take up defensive positions at the lowest step area of the ziggurat.
All right. The other defenders there seem very nervous about them being there, but also are not very likely to complain.
Well, you think they would have noticed the the priestess of then again, I gotta remember who these people are. I'm gonna say the priestess of Hades is defending the place, so of course the dead are helping too. But remember, the whole exile thing. So
Well, they're
Storyteller?
also, rabbits.
Temple, as soon as he runs into the fortress, the ziggurat, he's gonna, bulge open the doors and just demand where's their biggest altar.
All right. You'd get pointed towards the top of the ziggurat. Go figure.
Alright. Temple's gonna tell him, I'm going to make a sacrifice. Clear all the top of the fortress. It might get loud.
They were going to be nervous about this, but we'll go along with it.
Alright, Temple starts sprinting up there.
All right. As for the people on the outside of the ziggurat, the current cultist wave has been grouping up and has also been. Your wall doesn't stop projectiles from going through, right?
Correct.
All right. In that case, the hoplites have been, in fact, peppering the cultists with crossbow bolts as they are attempting to run along the sides of the wall. It'll only take them one turn to.
Sounds.
Yeah, it'll only take them like one turn to really get around the wall, but like.
and then as soon as they get around it,
Yeah. So
How far out is the wall?
It is 200 feet long altogether.
He's
How
asking
far-
how far out.
Oh, short range.
20 feet?
I don't know where the hoplites stopped.
The hoplites were behind you guys because Timber was in front, and then they had like a weird tank monstrosity thing. And so currently, right now, they have like crossbows out, and they have like spears and shields that like they have but don't have out that they'll swap to when they actually get close.
I'll leave it up to you to other areas to figure out, because it's kind of hard to properly plan this out without, proper battle map and whatnot, so...
Yeah, I thought
I'll
about
let
doing a battle
you-
map, but the battle map would literally just be a field with a single building.
Well, yeah, but it's just hard to plot out the most...
Efficient way to put the wall.
Yeah. So, I'll let you
it's
decide
literally
where
an
it's at.
open. It's an open field. If you want to make it as hard as possible to get around it, it would effectively just be a contiguous 200-foot, wide wall. I don't know if you want to false gap it or not. That's up to you.
False cap?
Oh yeah,
Make
where you
choke
leave
point.
just enough room for one person to get through in hopes that or like one or two people to get through at a time, in hopes that they will intentionally bottleneck themselves. It's an actual military tactic where they would
Sounds good.
pretend like.
Go for it.
All right. As for the spell's range, it is 25 feet plus 5 for every 2 caster levels. You have 8 caster levels, so that's 20 feet, which is 45 feet out. In that case, there would also be a couple of cultists that are filtering through the small little gap that's choke pointing them. But the majority of them still would have been going along the sides of things. Which, Rose, it does also mean that there is a rather nice line of cultists.
You don't say.
Yeah. Because they're trying to
Blammo.
squeeze in between the two walls.
Well, you know what my response to that is, right?
Probably double triggering them.
If it won't.
Parry this, you filthy casual.
I had it perfectly timed and everything, but Blurp decided to break.
F.
Now I'm gonna do it purely out of spite. Okay, no, Twitch itself is refusing to refresh the page. What the hell?
Boom, boom. Blammo,
Oh,
blammo.
okay. That's what it was. It wasn't Blurp that broke, it was my web browser.
Ah.
And at this point, it's spite, though. Give me a second. Ah! That is my response. Rather, the ones that are packed into a nice, neat little line coming around the defenses, rather than taking the shot immediately, yeah, she's just going to run them down. Hello? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I was just thinking about vaguely about how much damage that would do.
Well, it's about 3 tons of brass, brass and bone.
Yeah. Which I'll say that, you know, the thing can deal like 2d10 damage for like a proper like, you know, charge ram thing. As for however many people you'll be able to you know, crush, that'll be up to how much damage you do. So do 2d10, go ahead and go like plus, I don't know, like 3. From strength at least.
Not that good, but it is a prototype.
Yep. So you'd be able to crush over like a good 5 or 6 people before your momentum is halted. They would then immediately try and hit you back, and their weapons would just bounce off of the tank's like, you know, hide. Let me just put it this way: they can't deal enough damage to get past the damage reduction that's on that skin.
Yeah, speaking of things with damage reduction, that was the tank's action. That counts as one of my minions. It means I still have my action, right?
Yep.
They drove me closer so I can hit them with my sword. She's gonna hop out with the axe of vengeance. And she's just gonna start hacking away.
Alright. I will say it will activate for no other reason than they have, at the very least, one of their artifacts has defiled your home. And, well, the mill, at least. And they're currently attempting to, you know, kill the island that you lived on.
Exactly. They have personally wronged her. So I finally get to use the axe. Correct.
You are not the best with melee weapons, but this thing has bonuses.
So should I roll for that?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Just roll to see how good you're doing.
Oh. I don't have it added to my weapons list yet. Let me double check its stats. I believe we have those written down.
We do.
Well, if they are written down, it's not written down in my inventory notes.
Well, I know we talked about it.
Here it is, under notes. Hatchet of Keening Vengeance. 1d4 plus 1 hand axe. 1d6 plus 3 with a crit threat of 19 with 3x damage when active.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was about to say, like, I'm pretty sure I remember the stats, but, like, you know.
Alright, so as far as actually, like, confirming hits, yeah, I should just treat it the same as the scythe.
Oh, yeah, just go ahead and roll damage on it. Like, there are so many targets around, and they aren't exactly dodging that much. They are being fanatical zealots.
Fair enough. Well, actually, I just realized I do need to roll a d20 to determine whether or not it crit.
Oh, yeah, that'd be true, yeah.
Nope.
No crit.
She's not used to using an axe.
She is not. Even though, like, you know, this is an axe sized for small, and you are not really used to using this sort of thing, you can definitely tell, even though, like, you know, you can only barely cut down one of them, that the axe itself was putting in some work for that.
Alright, well, that is her turn. She's just jumped into the middle of the group and is hacking and slashing. She is very, very religious fervor right now. Righteous indignation.
Nice.
Standing orders for the other minions, held action for defending the ziggurat from anything attacks. And whenever their action becomes available again, she's going to have the tank start reversing so I can get a line to fire into the crowd.
Alright. As for the cultists attempting to attack you back now that they're in the middle of you, what was your AC again?
My AC is 19.
Alright.
And I have a damage reduction of 4. Sorry, I have a damage reduction of 2, but it's 4 against bludgeoning or magic, and I'm actually going to spend the spell point to up it to 5.
Okay, so the way that works, that slash, that's what bypasses. So anything that isn't magic or bludgeoning gets that damage reduction instead.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm spending the spell point to up it to 5.
All right. They will hit. They are charging, so they have like no defenses, but they will actually deal at least some damage.
Well, I'm soaking 5 out of each hit. So.
That is true, but you know it. Charging in Pathfinder does some does something very funny where well, it it makes you more accurate, funnily enough. So they are going to hit, thankfully, thanks to the charge, actually. And as for damage, you will be taken. Let me make sure that I have the combat tracker up so I can go ahead and do that. You said you upped it to 5, right?
Yeah.
All right. Which means you would take a grand total of 4 damage.
Oh no. As a free action, when they actually manage to hit her, I would like to turn on the fear aura. My turn.
Alright, let's see. It's gonna be hard to fear them because they are zealous and they rolled a 20. Okay, yeah, they're not afraid.
It doesn't do shit. They work with a demon.
Hey, at least you're making them waste a 20.
This
True,
is
you did make them waste a 20.
So Rose is in her element.
Well, I guess Snow is just waiting for him to get closer, holding his action, waiting for the first unfortunate person to get, well, too close.
Snow is going to move over to Snow's shoulder.
Snow.
Unfortunately, 2 snows have touched and are now annihilated from existence.
No, that would be if it was
no,
a snow
death
and
by
an anti-snow.
snow. It was death by snow.
I will note, still no demon. Because I assume you're still having Thorn like watch out for things.
Yeah, Thorn isn't on her back right now.
Yep. So still no demon. Just
And because
cultists.
because she's focused on the fighting, she can't be tapping into his senses to boost him with her own abilities.
Yeah, but he is still looking, and he's still not seeing a demon. So, would any of the rest of you like to take some additional actions against the small filtering of cultists going through the gap, while the others are busy charging around and getting shot?
Timbo's just sprinting.
Yeah,
I'ma shoot 'em!
sprinting upstairs. All right, go ahead and roll. See if you get a critical. You know. Well, it's not a critical, but that is still a really good hit. Go ahead and roll damage. All right. You would be able to kill one with it.
I bet he looks so adorable with his little gun.
He fires a gun, a cultist dies. Simple as.
The twins,
And because he's
Pop, 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 watching cultists drop.
so the wall, it only requires that they maintain concentration. So the twins, for their part, are going to be doing a constant, they're just going to be shooting out electric blasts.
All right.
Which, if they are wearing metal armor or primarily comprised of metal, they suffer a -3 penalty to AC and to saving throws. And also, if they are wearing anything made with a low melting point, such as lead, gold, copper, silver, or bronze, those ignite.
All right. So the only thing metal they have is their like pendants and amulets and like shit like that. So those would be set alight, but they're not exactly actually like clerics or something. They just have it. Well, hey, you would be able to light their holy symbols on fire.
Based,
I guess
based.
unholy symbol.
I am certain that if they survive, they are. It's still going to be a surprise for the symbol on their chest to just suddenly burst into flames.
That's true. Also, I put something in Ascent to Ascend.
Oh,
your
okay.
gods are obsolete. So thank you. Someone else gets the reference. I got it the moment that he said it.
Pop watching the heathens drop.
They will not be
Alright.
empowering these, so they are 4d6 damage.
Oh no.
I mean,
These guys
I'm
These
just
guys have, like,
clarifying.
8 max. Yeah, these guys have like 8 max HP and didn't come in at full HP because they like were around a demon that hurts them. Like, these guys are literally the definition of, like, just trying to completely gum you guys up.
I am just clarifying for the sake of making sure it's noted.
Alright.
I didn't know today was going to be a cardio day, but here it is.
Timber did not, in fact, skip Lake Day.
Alright. Timber, you would actually be getting pretty close to the top by now.
Alright, if anyone's up there, Temple's going to tell them to run down to a lower level, because things are going to get a little hot up here.
There are a couple, but you would be able to basically just, like, tell them to go down.
Alright, Temple
You are
goes-
like 3 times their size.
Yeah. The big angry paladin says, watch out, it's going to be very dangerous up here. Okay, so he runs up to the altar, pulls out the can, you know, like dumps out the thing onto it. Does one more check to make sure everyone's relatively far away, because this is probably going to halt.
You know, if we had protection from energy extract, that would probably have been a good idea. I really wish I knew that extract.
Does Temple still have that protection from evil thing?
You never gave me the opportunity to use it.
Oh, okay, whatever. Alright. Sweet.
Well, crap.
Sweet. It's okay. Alright, well. This is a heretical object. Temple put it on the altar. He pulls out his busted warhammer.
Don't worry, Timber. You shall defeat the twitching and the chattering of chaos today. And I can think of 20 reasons why you're going to succeed.
So Temple's gonna smite evil this thing?
Alright, acceptable. It would work.
Okay. I'm just gonna use my longsword, you know, since this is I don't have the hammer. So it's plus 16 to hit?
You would get plus 16 to your damage.
Okay, and then it's plus 3 to hit, right?
Yeah. It's plus your charisma modifier to hit, plus 16 on your first attack.
Okay.
On damage.
Okay, I was just making sure. It's been a bit since I smited something, which is heretical. So plus 3, gotcha. Yeah, Timber's just gonna wail on this thing until something happens. So just full round it.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Well, both of those would definitely hit the object.
This is gonna be bludgeoning damage. Plus 16 for the first one.
Alright.
And then whatever. What's the?
It goes to plus 8 after.
Plus 8. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, Timber starts wailing on this thing with his mate's old busted hammer. Because that's what she used to do with heretical objects.
All right.
For the Kaiserin! Smite.
All right.
Yeah, incredibly ancient, incredibly powerful evil starts clawing its way out of the artifact. It just sees Timber. Hammer time.
What'll win? Incredibly powerful, incredibly evil artifact, or one blunt boy?
Well, no, hammer time means something different for this group.
All right, Timber. Timber, me boy, me Bob. As you start to wail on this artifact, it doesn't take long. As your strikes, you can feel something shift and break and snap as you attack this artifact, and you can see that there is a chip out of it now. A chip just where one part of the chain of the amulet connects to the amulet itself. The chain has been broken off in that location. The other one is still fastened. But now the air feels charged with energy.
Again!
Sacrifices have to be made. We'll keep attacking it till it breaks, or I blow up.
Alright, attack again then.
So
both
8.
attacks will be at +8, yep. +8 damage.
Plus 8 damage, plus 3 to hit?
Yep.
Okay. Just making sure.
You're also bypassing all of its damage reduction.
Yeah. That was a 20. Come on!
Oh, I didn't roll in it. Rip.
Of course.
Well,
it's the Chaos Lords.
Yeah.
luckily this thing doesn't exactly have a high AC because it's a stationary object on a sacrificial altar. So, that'll still hit.
Alright, 8 damage.
Plus 8 damage.
Temple just keeps wailing on it. Consistency, the Imperial
Consistency is
standard.
key. Yes. The standard is the standard. Alright, Timber. You are going as you swing at it, the first swing impacts it. And you can tell that hairline cracks have just started going across this thing, as whatever integrity it had has almost absolutely snapped. And then, the last hit that you do completely shatters the thing.
Does anyone smell brimstone?
What'd you say?
Does anyone smell brimstone?
And as it breaks, the shards of this amulet, at this point, also quite literally vibrating with the power that was once contained within this thing, is shattered and spread across the altar as it starts to shake. You can feel not only the air around you vibrating, but also the very ground beneath your feet, as this altar starts to become alight with energy.
Does it,
Imperial
can I roll a
victory.
religious... Can I roll a religion check to see what might possibly be happening right now?
Go ahead.
Wait a second. Didn't he offer the war cry for the Kaiserin before starting this? Did he just offer a sacrifice to the Kaiserin?
Yep.
That's exactly what
Accidentally.
No, that's
Not
wasn't
accidentally,
accidental.
definitely on
I was
purpose.
about to say that was on purpose. Go ahead and roll that religion check.
Crap rolls today.
All right. With that, what you would... It's a little bit unclear to you, but then again, you know, you weren't actually learned in the whole proper clergy aspect. So, the intricacies of this, whatever they may be, are lost to you. However, you would be able to feel the energy going somewhere. Not all of it, maybe not even enough of it, but some of that energy has successfully been sacrificed somewhere. The problem is the thrum that you can feel all around you, which says that whatever the rate that it's being sacrificed, the energy being converted and moved, it is not fast enough to be able to get through this unscathed.
Is there like... So there's like dust pile, right? All shattered pieces?
There's a bunch of shattered pieces, yes. It's been scattered across the altar itself, although none of the pieces have slipped off of the altar.
Temple is gonna like try to scoop it into a pile.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a fortitude check.
Alright. Not a save?
Well, a save, yeah. Fortitude save.
Ah, man.
Whee!
With that, you would feel an immense pain as you reach out and try and cross your paw over the boundaries of the altar.
Temple's gonna try to continue to get the thing completed. Even if it halts him.
Alright, if you're gonna push through, I'm gonna need another fortitude check, and there will be at least some minor consequences for this.
Yes.
Roll another fortitude.
Well, his religion's a religion of sacrifice, so he doesn't expect to come out of this unscathed.
Alright, well at least the damage will be limited to merely the physical.
Okay.
Timber, you can feel this energy suffusing your paws now as you're reaching across this boundary. And this is already unstable as it is. This is beyond unstable. This is attempting to reach criticality in some way. And as you reach out and brush against these shards, trying to move them closer together, you can feel the energy straight up piercing through your arms as you do this. You will be taking...
Oof, that's a lot of dice.
And those are 10s.
Timber, you will be taking 46 damage.
Okay.
As just over half your health pool. As the energy itself
flying through the air, this is not good.
As the energy itself attempts to also include your arms with the sacrifice.
Alright, once it's into a pile, Temple's gonna try to brace the warhammer again and prepare to strike once more.
All
I
right.
said for the Kaiser!
Timber, roll that attack check. Would you like to use your guided strike?
Yes. So, That would be plus. What's smite again? +8, +10, so +18.
+3 on accuracy.
Plus. Okay, so +3 on accuracy, +10, so +13. 1-3. So yeah, it's gonna be on the false one of this. Timber's literally just gonna keep wailing on this thing until he falls or the mission is successful.
Alright.
Oh!
On the plus side, that's the second attack. Go ahead and roll damage on that first.
Okay. And then damage on smite is +8? Oh,
+8.
yeah, +8.
Can he have my last point of fortune?
That would be heretical.
Alright. However, I do have good news for you.
Yeah.
That one hit will be enough. The bad news is that with that fumble, that hammer is going to be slipping out of your paws as, again, even crossing this boundary whatsoever is painful to the extreme. And that hammer, after you hit it the first time, the second strike, as it starts to go visibly critical, is going to be on the altar too.
It is my most prized possession. Temple kneels. Whatever happens, happens.
All right, Timber. High or low?
Hi.
All right. As this finally goes critical, and the consequences of which will be momentous, you feel yourself get embraced with protection one last time. As the altar goes critical, and there is a massive explosion. You can feel this force attempting to consume you as well, but you are not allowed to be touched by it. As the remaining shards of this thing finally disappear in the explosion, and the ziggurat trembles.
So all the party knows is Temple kept yelling for the Kaiser and then exploded.
Effectively, yes.
It's Tuesday already.
Interestingly enough, as this happens, all of those cultists are going to fall over like their strings just got cut.
I imagine like Timble from his gauntlet all the way to like his elbows is like polished steel. You know, all the paint came off.
Imperial victory.
I can't remember the command. Oh, there it is.
Timber, you are surrounded by the fallout of that sacrifice. The structure of the top of the ziggurat is definitely compromised. The altar is missing, and your hammer is gone too. But you were protected.
Timbo is going to throw himself down those stairs. Even if he's got to, like, shield sled down it.
Alright. I'll say that you're pretty able to do that, considering you're effectively just going to be throwing yourself down the stairs. You're not exactly doing this with any sort of finesse.
Just get out of the radiation.
Yeah. It's okay, cancel.
Alright. So, as Timber goes down the stairs, what are the rest of you going to be doing?
Is he still connected to the network?
He would have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Effectively, like, it got really fuzzy there for a bit with all the energy interference, but now that he's out of the energy zone, he is like full strength connection again.
You were actually getting radio static on a telepathic connection.
Well, then they would be able to tell how he is doing health-wise, at least.
Maybe remind him that he's got a cure serious wounds potion in his vest.
He is missing over half of his HP.
I'm okay. Ow! How's it down there? I'm coming. I'm still joining the fight. Hold on a second. Let me. Timber starts chugging the freaking potion.
No, Timber. The fight's over.
He like almost spits it out. What do you mean the fight's?
They just died. Whatever you did happened.
Timber starts like trying to come back down the ziggurat as fast as freaking possible while chugging this random potion. Was it Alexei who gave it to him? Or was it? Okay, yeah.
It heals for that much. I'm gonna figure out how these spells work.
Yeah. Storyteller, can you edit my hit points?
Yep.
Alright.
I can. Now Timber is merely missing like a third of his health.
I mean, it's...
To be fair, you went to over half to like just over a third.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's also Temple. He's always getting the crap kicked out of him. It's almost like it's his duty.
True.
Speaking of duty, Temple is gonna run down, and like, as soon as he gets like down to where the fighting is, he keeps running.
Alright, the rest of you are gonna see Timber sprinting past you.
Timber, they're all...
My man!
Fair enough. Just leaning against the tank, catching her breath.
Well,
That was exciting.
You did all the hard work. I did nothing.
You kept him from getting through that breach in the wall. That was enough.
As Snow looks around, there isn't a single enemy around him.
I don't recognize you two by voice. I thought that was Alexei. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, Snow. Snow did nothing. There is not a single enemy that got close to him.
Well, at least that area you were defending was very secure.
You were
It
there,
helps
and
that only a trickle was let through.
you were there, and you were ready to fight. That's enough. If anything, it's a good thing that you weren't needed. Alexei, you've got an engineering mind, right?
Timbo's doing that like full splint, cloudy with a chance of meatballs officer dude one going on right now.
Yeah.
Alexei? Once we've had a chance to bandage wounds and pile bodies, don't suppose you'd be willing to help me do an after-action report on this thing?
Oh yeah,
I
we
need
could
to-
help you with that.
No, you could actually help with that too, yeah. Both Alexeis. Yeah, I just want to do a teardown and see what broke, what didn't, so I can make a refined version. Okay, I'm gonna go sit down.
Should we be chasing after the armor guy? Because I feel like we shouldn't be leaving him alone if we haven't killed the demon yet.
I'm pretty sure the thing the demon wanted is up whatever the giant tin wolf smashed up there.
Whoever or whatever was inside that amulet is what the demon was after. And they're with the Kaiserin now. And if they try going after him now, I would bring popcorn.
I mean, I guess.
So, what kind of energy was in the amulet?
Negative. Very, very negative.
Angry. Very, very angry.
I am not one very versed in the things that are magical and religious. Do you think that was a good idea?
Nope.
No, not at all.
Just has the biggest shit-eating grin.
Shrug.
I can't tell if there's still smoke coming out of the barrel. I don't know if there's still a spark in there.
Hang fires are great, aren't they?
No, not really.
Mop the barrel.
Okay, so is anyone going to be actually following after Timber?
No.
Did
Rose
Timber did Timber say what the heck he was doing, or
He
did
said
he
he
just
was going
charge
to
off?
go. He charged off saying that he was going to check on his men effectively.
Yeah.
The
They-
ones
they
that
should
he
be
left
fine.
at the town.
If there's any problems, we'll hear about it.
Probably with a lot of shrieking.
They might need medical aid.
All right, so Timber's just going off by himself to check on town and his men.
Temple would request at least one of the twins because they can do Healy stuff.
I can't
But-
keep up with him.
He will pick you up and carry you with him if he needs to.
I think Timber is the slowest of us.
Yeah, Temple is the slowest of the group.
I think Timber's sprint speed is barely above my run speed.
Yeah, Temple has 25 feet of movement.
Which is, he only times his by 3 because heavy armor. So is at least one of the twins gonna go with Timber?
Yes.
Guess I should follow too.
Yeah, they'll go with Timber.
All right. So, which one is going with Timber?
Snow.
All right, so Alexei
Unless
and
it's a-
Snow got it.
Unless it is a mile away, in which case both of them are going.
It would be more than a mile away, yeah.
Yeah, they don't like being, separated from each other.
All right, so we got Alexei, Snow, and Alexei coming with Timber. What about Snow and Rose?
Once Rose has had a chance to catch her breath, she's gonna go looking for those two priests.
All right. And Snow?
Snow is probably going to wander around the temple. He's not winded at all. He literally stood there, made a stance, and everything died. He is not winded in the slightest.
They didn't want any of that smoke.
All right. So Rose and Snow are staying behind. Alexei, Snow, and Alexei are coming with Timber. And all right. Let me just go ahead and ask for some perception checks on your trip over. Give me some of that good perception.
-2 from sound.
No, this is visual.
Okay.
Are any of the twins gonna roll some perception?
Right, yeah. They probably would be good.
That would probably help, rather than leaving it to two people who have no modifier to their perception.
Even
Oh,
one
wow.
of them rolling a nat 1 was still higher than the other two that did roll.
All right. So, what Snow would be able to tell is there is signs of some decomposition among the foliage that they're coming across.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong, twins?
We think the demon might have come this way. Instead of the other way.
Temple tries
That
to uneven fall.
Is that open broadcast?
Yes. Provided you're
Alright,
still
she's-
within the mile.
Yeah, this would have been like on the way back.
All right, she's sending the tank that way. She's still looking for the priests, though.
All right.
And remember, Svefenthorn is still overhead.
Yeah, I assume that Svefenthorn's overhead on the ziggurat.
Yeah, he's got a wide field of view. He has really good eyes.
Yep.
Sourced from the best vultures.
Oh, of
What?
course.
What did he see when Timber blew up the amulet?
Well, he got a really good view of it, but also it wasn't a demon, so... and also, things exploding around Timber isn't on the list of things that, like, is out of the ordinary, so... it just kind of looked at it and then saw that Timber survived and then went, okay, this is not critical then. All right.
Why is the internet so crap today?
I don't know.
Ah,
Because I'm
I
not
had a
at
thing.
Walt.
It's
All
not a
right.
thing, anyways. But no, I'm just picturing that from Steffenthorn's perspective. It's just a whole lot of turbulence and shaky cam, and then warning, pull up, warning, terrain,
Yeah.
pull up.
All right. So, following the group that's come across the Demon's Trail, what are you guys doing?
Temple is gonna withdraw his whistle and just blow on it as hard as he can.
I'm
Alright,
going to scramble. I'm going to attempt to scramble up into Timber's backpack.
He's used to people climbing on him. He's got a lot of handholds.
Yeah.
Actually, very specifically, the twins put on plenty.
I don't
Do
know
you
if I
guys
can
hear
a
any
whistle from there.
return whistles? I'm kind of deaf.
No one would hear any return whistles.
Tipple's gonna run to
No.
the town.
Coincidentally, that is the same path.
And like every 8 steps he blows the whistle again. Anything.
There are no response whistles.
No.
Timble tries to go to the last known place.
All right, that would be at the gate, which you're still at least some distance from, because trees, foliage, yada yada yada. But this road that you are on, does lead to the main gate.
As soon as he sees the gate, he blows the whistle again.
Well, the first thing you would see when you see the gate is absolute carnage. There are demon bodies everywhere. It seems like most of the defenses got smashed through. The wall is still standing. The gate is fine. But there's corpses everywhere.
Quit's mine! As soon as Temple gets up to the gate, he's gonna use level 2 spell, Detect the Faithful.
All right. There is nothing around to detect. And as you're looking around,
The twins are going to be looking for the signs of, mines and such.
there are corpses around. There's mines inside the city.
Timble is gonna use spell Detect Object, Brutus's Cannon Duel.
That would be detected, yes.
So once that pings on Timble, he's gonna go directly for that.
All right. And what you find there is the Malademon, with a mangled corpse sticking something vaguely gun-shaped directly into its chest. Both are dead.
No.
Specifically, the only thing that is still pristine is a certain mark of Jägermeister that's on one of the bodies.
Timber like drops to his knees, like right next to it. And he starts doing lay on hands on the corpse.
Invalid target.
I'm going to assume that it's clear it's been more than a minute.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no. It's one round for them.
yeah, it's
Never
one
mind.
round.
Yeah.
But also, it is obviously very clear that they have been here for longer than a minute. It is piles of demon bodies. Most of them are like really low-level demons, but there is the Malademon corpse. As for the others, you're able to pick out 2 other familiar bodies. One of which looks like it was just straight overwhelmed, and the other one still clenching a half-broken, rent and twisted longsword. The walls are untouched.
They did their
All right.
job.
All right. The twins. Snow is currently with Rose, right?
No, both of the twins went with.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The cat Snow is with Rose.
Timber's gonna grab one of the twins, like in an angry way, and go, "They did their job. Now do yours."
We can't. Not when they're this far gone.
Timber drops them.
Snow, Alexei, you're less than 8 minutes away from my location, right?
Oh, you can't hear them. They are more than a mile away.
Ah, well, shit.
You have no idea.
Timber, like, goes over to Brutus's corpse and takes the Jägermeister, necklace thing, puts it on,
All right.
and begins like opening their helmets.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a knowledge religion check as you do that. I'm going to give you a +5 on this.
Okay.
All right. One thing that you would notice as you take off the signet of Jägermeister is underneath the muck and grime that didn't touch this symbol is the very, very faint familiar grooves in the armor itself now. As mangled as it is.
Does Timber know what it means?
Yes. It looks like it had around where the mark was, it was spread from there, getting fainter the further away it was. It seems like in his last moments he had been blessed.
Timber, like, will hold his paw for a moment. And just give it one last squeeze.
Even now, it still refuses to let go of the mangled remains of his weapon.
Timber goes for his dog tags. And like all the wolven. And goes up to the wall and just punches them into the wall, making a mark.
You would be able to imprint their tags into the wall, yes.
And then he begins the process of recycling their equipment, peeling off their armor.
The vast majority of it is in rent ruins.
Timber leaves them, in their, just their cloth. I'm gonna need a lot of wood. It's tradition, we burn the bodies.
There are the shattered remains of the logs they used as fortification around still.
You don't have to help me if you don't wish.
We will happily help you, Captain.
Thank you. So yeah, Timber will put up a big old pile of wood and put the 3 corpses on it. And just quietly light it on fire.
All right. The pyre would burn.
This town stands because Wolven bled for it. We bleed on it, it's ours. Timber will he'll take off his breastplate and add 3 more dog tags to his collection. And then begins to quietly take his equipment back to the boat. After the fire is gone. It is better to be ashes than dust. You will not be forgotten, Brother Brutus, Brother Ulf, and Brother Randolph. Now I know why the Kaiser was watching. I will be in my quarters if you need me.
Is there anything we can do?
When I give you orders, you follow them. That's all I ask. It means you trust me with your life, like these men have.
They will nod. And they're going...
Also, be careful what you promise, twins.
What do you mean?
You made the promise not to let me down. That is a lie. One day you will let me down, but that is okay. We are mortal, we fail. But there's always tomorrow. That's what makes us mortal.
They will nod at that and take up positions on either side of Timber's quarters on the ship.
Twins, tell Rosalia the fate of the town and the cost for its salvation.
We will.
I'm going to go through all equipment, see what still is functional, what's not. Temple put some mangled helmets on the fixed beds. And begins to cry tears of joy. And that's when the scene will cut out to whatever the other people are doing.
All right. Well, it is about to be midnight, and I think this would be a wonderful place to leave the session.
Yeah, especially since the moment that Rose hears about that, you may have noticed I mentioned 8 minutes. Yeah, see, they completed their mission, but they haven't been debriefed yet. She is going to take a dive without any hesitation. In case if they're stuck on the banks, she's going to make sure that their fare is paid. If not, she's going to pay Sharon to relay a message.
Well, we could certainly handle that next time.
Oh boy, quite the session tonight.
Yeah. It's almost like this has been planned for a while. After all, what good are wolven if they aren't sacrificed?
It is our duty.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today for Ascent to Ascend Pathfinder. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I really cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, grabbing packs of cards to stream loots, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or tipping to the channel directly. But for now, thank you all so much for joining, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Duty eternal.